All right, careful, careful, careful. Careful, careful. All right. Hello and welcome to Retro Game Connect. I'm Dan Mastriani.
I'm Ian Butterfield.
And today we are not playing this game on Saturn because even back when I heard about it in the 90s, it was already too expensive. Yeah, we are playing Radiant Silvergun on Xbox 360, which has made the game now affordable.
Indeed.
In fact, if you've been keeping up with Games Gold, you already got it for free. So why don't we go ahead and check it out so you'll know whether you actually want to play it. Woo! All right, so this is interesting, and that is actually Treasure's first arcade game and their first 2D shooter.
Neat.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, they're pretty famous in that area, but like this is the first one they did. They actually did it on Sega's STV hardware. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I need cloud save for this and invite you to the game here so we can get started. But oh hey,
look,
my friend LetBoy998 has started playing Radiant Silvergun.
what a weird happenstance.
Yeah, crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and do arcade mode because I think we will get farther. Yes, I will accept. Oh, we're just getting right into it. Okay. So as I was saying, this is on the Sega's STV hardware, which is actually based on the Saturn. Oh boy. So that's the word I'm looking for. So
Why are you on my side?
Treasure was actually able to. 'Cause I just ended up there. Okay, relax. We can't shoot each other. It's fine. Anyhow, Treasure was able to leverage their knowledge of the Saturn to quickly get up to speed on development. Alright, I'm coming over there because there's nothing else to shoot over here. You get more points if we trash this guy piece by piece. Whoa. Alright, I should probably explain the main gimmick of this game, since it doesn't actually have the, only 40%. We have multiple weapons. Instead of getting power-ups in this game, you always have all of your weapons. And they are assigned to different buttons. So basically, you instead will be using different weapons as the situation dictates. Also, here's some useful information. Pink bullets can be absorbed by your sword. So if somebody's shooting pink bullets at you, that is a useful way to clear them out, and they'll also fill up a meter that you can use for a super attack that kind of takes the place of a bomb in your standard game. Oh,
well,
Ian, don't tell me you've already used up all our
so...
continues. Ian, no. We just started. Oh god.
It's almost like I didn't know the controls of the game when I jumped into this or something.
Well, sorry. Oh, good lord. Oh, lord. Oh, good lord. Go away, guys.
I did find that the melee is on the trigger button, so you can fire that off pretty easily.
Yes. Yeah, in the arcade version, you would have to like combine buttons to get different weapons, but you know, on both the Saturn and the Xbox, we got way more buttons to work with, so that was not an issue. Alright, well, it looks like I got a ways to go before I can fire off that That big attack. Here it goes. You get temporary invincibility with that too. So it's quite useful. Yeah, you notice the buttons are actually, the bullets are actually pretty slow. That was an intentional decision to make the game a bit more accessible. Even though there are still a ton of bullets on screen. We're doing okay though. I didn't get to practice as much as I wanted to, but I did practice a little. Other things to oh my god. To note, you see the meters by the 3 weapons on the bottom?
Yep.
So you power up your weapons by using them. And even after you die, you get to keep your power level. So instead of power up, you're basically using your weapons and leveling them up.
Nice. Always prefer a system like that.
Yeah, that was another thing that was, again, that's the producer of the game said, ugh. So they came from the problem he had. He was always like getting killed going after items. So what he decided to do was have this power-up system so that would not happen. Let's see if I cannot screw up going after these guys. I can use a side weapon here. There's just so many things to talk about at once, you know? It's hard to keep track of all the things I want to say. We got the chain system. Yeah. By destroying enemies of the same color, you do a chain. Let's go ahead and co-op play again. That was pretty short. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to play the game enough to unlock more credits. In one-player mode, there's actually a helpful diagram on the side that shows you what button does what. But yeah, all the buttons give you different abilities.
You can
down the X
combine
button,
them
you got
to
this
make...
lock-on one. I mean, speaking of the lock-on, here's another fun little thing there. So they're little hidden dogs that you can find with the lock-on weapons. That'll get you bonus points. But you got all these different weapons that are like good in different situations, and you always have them, so you don't have to worry about, oh, do I have the wrong power up?
Chain things together in weird ways, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Like if I hold A and B together, I get this lightning attack.
Yes. So you can do it that way, which is, you know, how you would have done it in the arcade. But you can also just like different buttons that will actually do those combinations.
Oh, hey,
so, like,
left bumper
triggers.
does it.
Yeah, exactly. Your right bumper, you got the side attack. You have a couple different lock-on weapons. So that's, you know, it's handy because they represent the combo button, so you don't actually have to press the button combinations. See if we can kill this guy. I don't know. There we go. Good. Guys coming in from the side. Of course, we're not really getting good chains here. There's a backfire weapon too. Here it is.
Oh.
And also, I screwed up, but you can leave the sword out. You can do continuous damage. It's a little hard to use though because it goes in the opposite direction of where you're facing. Nice work with it with sword. Now, quick. Oh, dang. Went too far forward. But that closes, so you got to be careful. But like the high scoring technique is to basically go through the stage and avoid...
Oh, I found a secret!
Oh, nice.
I died, but found a secret.
You got one of the dogs?
Apparently. I don't know. I was just doing sword stuff.
Yeah, I've
Whoa.
oh my god. I spaced out. Oh no. Oh. Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry, I completely spaced out there. We can give this one more try, and if we get rocked again, maybe we'll do the story mode so we can just see a little of that.
Still haven't figured out what the... Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, go ahead and get these guys. Chains. Aside from getting you points, chains also increase your meter faster. So it's good for scoring, and it's also good for building up your weapons. I do like these fun little messages you get. But, you know, there are choices you make. You want to go for the high score, or you just want to go for survival.
There we go.
So, you know, once you've gotten to the point where you can survive the stage, then you want to start looking at high score stuff. Good, get the chains. Get it up in my weaponry. Trying to time the sword swipe. I was in a bad position. Got that guy. I'm using this weapon. I haven't been using this.
Oh!
Oh, there you go. Looks like you managed to fill up your meter. There we go. You may also find the hitboxes are pretty generous. So a lot of times you think you might be about to die, and you are actually not about to die. All right, let's try not to run into the one in front. Ooh. See, I think this one might be good for these guys.
Found a secret again.
Good work. That'll get you a bunch of bonus points. And bonus points should help you get more powerful weapons. Yeah, your spread just leveled up.
Darn it.
Fortunately, you do not lose those power-ups when you die.
Get away from me, oh. Really gave me nowhere to go on that one.
Yeah, you got kind of got cornered there. All right. Oop. I'm using this one a lot because it's the most powerful, but well, this one, I don't know.
I got the hyper sword again.
Yeah, good. All right, well, we didn't get full points, but still have a few lives. So I'm noticing what I think is happening here is why we're having so much trouble. Oh, that was a wall. I think in co-op mode, we don't actually get continues. So that
Use
would
the
explain
lightning
where
attack. That
having so
probably
much-
works well in this.
I don't see. It only goes out to the side though, so I don't think it'll. Whoa! Dang it! I am concerned that the lightning will not go in the angle I need it to. Oh, that was... I was doing so well and I hit the wall. Is there another dog around here? Trying to remember where the one I found before was.
The attitude for gains.
Yes, yes. That is the meme for this game. Is that goofy bit of English. People love Beatitude for gains. I also find it amusing. Ah, dang it. Oh well. So I'm gonna go back to the lobby, and we'll do a quick thing on the story mode before we quit. So we got 9 lives.
What are these player portraits?
Yeah, they're interesting. It's actually a full-on animated opening, but to see it, you have to leave the game idling on the title screen, which I didn't want to do. Yeah, so we're probably not going to be able to pay attention to this storyline stuff, but people who are watching the video can go ahead and check it out. This game actually has a pretty downer story.
2022 just be like that.
Yeah. Alright, kill these guys. The fun thing about the story mode is they made a weird change from so the Saturn version, you get continues in story mode. In the Xbox version, you do not. So you have to, though, like, for the longer you spend playing it, the more lives you get. So eventually you have enough lives, you can basically brute force your way through the game. If, you know, during that time that you don't get good enough to actually beat it. But, you know, like, you spend long enough, you're either going to get good or you're going to get so many lives that you don't have to be good.
Darn it.
Oh, I missed all of those bullets. That's awkward. Trying to kill these guys and trying to stack up some bullets here so I can, so that I can,
I forget. There it is.
What were you looking for?
The homing attack.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a wall. Okay, I'm not hitting that guy. Side bomb. Alright. We gotta move on through here. Yeah, good. That's a good idea. Alright, careful, careful, careful. Careful, careful. Alright. Oh! Take guys to the side. Get them out of the way. Get out of my way. There we go. Get Miguel, Beatitude gains. Oh, you're going right in the danger zone. That is, yeah, it's risky, but I respect it.
But we have more lives, and I don't really care, so.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Oh my god. I was looking in the wrong place. I started looking at you instead of me, and I died. Had the meter pretty full, too. Corrupt these, there he goes. Good, good. Alright. Oh, are there any other pieces of this guy? Yes. Yeah, that got him. It's funny, it kind of breaks into like unshaded polygons.
Yeah.
90%? That's not bad. Yeah, so I guess one of the things also that you were thinking, so there's talk in the interview I was reading, there was talking about like what was really popular at the time were games that are kind of played a lot like tool-pawn shooters, where you'd have power-ups and you have the bomb, and he felt like the games had gotten like really kind of homogenous. So that's another reason like they want to change things up by having this. Dang it! You can't get past that point. Oh well. But still, that's playtime that leads to you unlocking more lives. And a fun thing before we quit, something you will get in the local mode is every time you get a game over in story mode, you get to save your weapon loadout. So you also get to gradually build up your weapon.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So there we go. That is a quality shooter. It's
an interesting game.
It's pretty hard, but that's kind of par for the course for the genre. That's kind of what you expect. I don't really
I did like the difference in that you have all the weapons.
Yes.
You can just switch between them at a button press. That's a nice touch.
That's cool, because there are a lot of games where certain weapons are like situationally useful.
Yeah.
And in other games, you got to make sure you don't collect the wrong power up and lose the weapon you need. But in this one, you can just be like, what weapon is the best right now? Because I have them all.
Yep.
I like that you can power them up through use, and that you get to keep your weapon levels as long as you play.
Yep.
Even more so in the story mode, where you can just keep building up your weapons over multiple plays and get farther each time. I don't like that they remove continues from story mode. That's a weird change. You have basically now you just have to rely on unlocking additional lives. But you do a lot.
That's bothersome.
Yeah. So like, it was weird in the online arcade mode that they didn't give us continues. Like I was playing offline mode. I didn't get as much time to practice as I wanted to, but I wanted to practice at least a little. And in offline mode, you can continue in arcade mode. So I don't know why you couldn't do it in an online mode. That was weird. But again, you unlock additional continues as you play. So like eventually you will have enough that you can credit feed your way through the game.
Yeah.
Over all that time, you never become good enough to be able to beat it on the credits you have.
Which, like, hey, these kind of shooters are like that.
Yeah, but they did a decent job updating the graphics too. It's nice that the game is so much more accessible now, because not only was the Saturn version expensive, it was only ever released in Japan.
Oh.
So there was no way to play the game in English at home until the 360 release.
And now it's backwards compatible on Xbox One and One X. Possibly even Series X. I don't know. I don't have one.
Well, anything you can play on the Xbox One, unless it requires the Kinect, you can play on the Series. So yeah, this game is now very easily accessible, where before it was only available as a very expensive import. And if you're the kind of person who always just routinely like collects their games with gold, but like you don't always download it, now you have an idea of what this game is. Yes. It's pretty good. Doesn't take up a lot of hard drive space. If you're playing it at home, you can kind of let it sit on the title screen so you can check out the story sequence. It's got a full-on animated intro that was done by Studio Gonzo, the well-known anime studio. I should have looked up some stuff they did, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But they're a studio I have heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are people that have been around and made popular series.
I mean, I've certainly heard of the Muppet.
Yes, exactly. Yes. No, it is not run by the Muppet. It is not an animation studio staffed entirely by hens. But
I mean, that'd be
but
pretty.
it's a big deal that they got them. You know, they're a name studio, so that's cool. Though the only thing I would say is the subtitle timing needed some work. I stopped to watch that because I was like, I played story mode and I've never seen this animated intro that these resources are telling me are in the game. I wonder if I have to wait for it and it's like an attract mode, and it was. So you got to just kind of let it sit there on the tile screen. But other than that, so we did say, you know, they upgraded the graphics decently, but you don't actually have to play with updated graphics if you don't want to. There are several different settings to get it to look as much or as little like the Saturn version as you want.
Yep.
You can even choose between whether you have like true transparencies or mesh transparency, which basically means that like every other dot in the pixel graphics is transparent, since it was difficult to do transparency on Saturn. So they kind of just made like, you know, every other dot was not there, so you could see through things. And like on a CRT TV, that would kind of blend together anyway, so it would look like transparency, but it wasn't like true transparency.
But
if you want that, you can
help.
have that on. You can have that off. There are like additional effects you can turn on and off. So got a good amount of options. It's all around quality port. And if you're playing in single player mode, you do get like a little cheat on the right side of the screen that shows you what button corresponds to what weapon.
Honestly, it's not super difficult to figure out. You just kind of faff about until you figure it out.
It's just, you know, it's handy. Like they've moved like stuff like the score display and your what level your weapons are on. They've moved it outside of the playfield onto the sidebar, since, you know, now you have extra screen real estate since you're playing in widescreen, whereas the original game was 4:3.
Yeah. Although I did sort of, while the shortcuts to do it are appreciated, I did actually kind of like the way that the guns work, because it kind of was just like, okay, well, this combine these two buttons and it kind of combines the similar effects of these into two totally different weapons.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a kind of similar idea to what they did in Gunstar Heroes, where you had the two weapons and you can use either of them by themselves or you can combine them to get a third kind of combined weapon.
Plus the fact that you can just use the sword whenever while you're firing other things.
That's pretty good. Yeah, like I guess, you know, in the arcade, you would press all three buttons to get the sword.
Yeah, this is just like I was just pulling the trigger.
Yeah, but I do like also, the mechanic of eating the pink bullets to build up a super attack instead of having a bomb.
Getting that hyper sword was kind of clutch in a few spots there.
Yeah.
Because I noticed there were a few times where it was like that boss fight that we just had, where I dealt the finishing blow by getting that last bit. And whack.
Yeah, they definitely set you up for that too by having the bosses shoot out pink bullets.
Oh, absolutely.
So that is a bit of intentional design that I appreciate.
Well, and there was another in the maze that we encountered after that. I hit the hyper sword again and cleared out a whole corner and gave us some breathing room. So it's a neat little attack. Yeah,
so there's all kinds of techniques that you can learn as you play the game. They kind of master. So I definitely really appreciate that the game is open for mastery, while still kind of, you know, if you don't know all this stuff, you can still play it and have a good time.
Yeah, which I was enjoying it. I know I look perpetually bored for this episode, but that's just because I'm incredibly tired.
Yeah. So the game is accessible but has depth. So it's a difficult game, but you can still have some fun with it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I was able to get farther like playing arcade mode by myself just because I had the continues. So like I could turn up the amount of lives you had and multiply that by continues, so that allowed me to get a little farther. But as you rack up the hours in the game and get more lives and/or continues, then you can get farther and farther. Apparently, the last boss is really crazy because you can't actually shoot. You just have to beat the game. You have to dodge his attacks for a full minute.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so this is really wild fight against this man like running in the background. Got this giant being like running at you, firing all kinds of bullets.
Oh, I've had those nightmares.
Yeah. That's why like it's impressive that they managed to do this is their first stab at this genre. So it's impressive that they managed to do such a good job. But of course, all the members of Treasure were game development veterans. They previously worked at Konami.
Yep.
This apparently was one of their smoother developments. They're talking about in their previous games, they'd usually gotten to a point where like, this isn't working. We're gonna throw it out and start over, and that didn't happen this time. So I guess things went well, and apparently it was actually Sega's idea. Sega had actually been after them to make them an arcade game for a while. So they felt like this was the time to do it. They were able to work. They had already made some Saturn games, so they were able to work on that Saturn-based arcade hardware, which meant they didn't have to spend time learning how to program that system.
Yeah.
And could put that all into the game, and it came out really well.
Sort of that's that sort of bonus where games that come late in a console's life cycle are always really pushing that console to the limit.
Yeah, they knew how to work the Saturn by then. So this game is pretty good looking for a Saturn game. Good fusion of 2D and 3D.
Examples like The Last of Us was a PlayStation 3 game. That came out right at the end of its life cycle.
Yeah, no, they definitely knew how to push the PlayStation 3 by that point. Yeah. Not a lot of people did.
Oh.
That thing was a mess.
Bad architecture.
Much like the Saturn was also like theoretically really powerful, but you better be good at what you're doing if you want to get that power out of it.
Yeah, that kind of seems like the theme for that.
Yeah. But, Treasure is one of my favorite developers just because of all these type games they made. They kind of brought that chaining mechanic forward into their next shooter, which I'm trying to remember the correct way to pronounce it, is Ikaruga.
Oh, yeah. I actually found that on Steam while I was just idly looking for Radiant Silvergun on Steam.
Yes, that is also very accessible now because they've ported it. It's also on 360 too. Apparently, there's a special mode you can unlock if you also own Ikaruga. If you have like an achievement for that, you will unlock a mode that makes Radiant Silvergun play more like Ikaruga with Ikaruga's color switching mechanic, which we can go into further in the future because I don't have it on 360. I didn't bother buying that version because I have the GameCube version. So at some point, when we are back in the studio, we can play Ikaruga on GameCube and check that out. See how they evolved the ideas from Radiant Silvergun.
Requires us getting past.
Yeah, but someday, surely.
Perhaps, and stop calling me Shirley.
Yes, there we go. But anyhow, man, it's nice that this game is so easy to get now. If you have any kind of Xbox from 360 on, you can buy it cheaply. If you've had games with gold, you may already own it. Go ahead and download it and play
it.
Yeah. So anyhow, if you enjoyed this, just doing the first level 3 times. Make sure you give this episode a like. If you want to catch future episodes in which we can actually get to level 2. Well, we did actually get to level 2. I think we died in level 2.
Yeah.
No, they numbered it different. It was weird because the way they numbered this, the game has flashbacks in it. So they kind of numbered the stages in the story order and not in the order you play them. They're being a little clever there. Like you travel back in time for the final stage, so that's stage 1. So they were trying to do something clever. So it got a little.
I get it. Like I get the clever. That's just not how I would have done it.
But anyhow, if you want to catch future episodes, in which it's very clear that we've made it to stage 2, make sure you subscribe to our channel. I've been Dan Mastriani. You can catch me on Twitter at NewTypeCola.
I'm Ian Butterfield. You can find me on Twitter at ENG Butterfield. You can find the show at Retro Games CNCT, Facebook.com/Retro Game Connect, and RetroGameConnect.tumblr.com. You can also find me doing live streams over at Twitch.tv/geek_lord_42. Probably doing some Pokemon stuff. I do a lot of that for live stream. I'm sure everybody is surprised.
Shocked, simply shocked.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you like the game we played, let us know in the comments. If there are any games you'd like us to play, drop them down below. If we can get our hands on them, we might just play them, or it might be time to whip out the Hyper Sword.
But most importantly, make sure you join us next time on Retro Game Connect.